hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. That I get when looking down from this high. It's me now. Can't give up this feeling. It's me now. Can't give up this feeling. It's me now. Can't give up this feeling. It's me now. Can't give up. Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. Can't give up this feeling. Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. That I get when looking down from this high. It's me now. Can't give up this feeling. It's me now. Can't give up this feeling. It's me now. Can't give up this feeling. It's me now. Can't give up. Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. That I get when looking down from this high. It's me down. Can't give up this feeling. It's me down. Can't give up this feeling. It's me down. Can't give up this feeling. It's me down. Can't give up. Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. I can't give up this feeling. Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. That I get when looking down from this high. It's me down. Can't give up this feeling. It's me.
Alrighty, folks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 4, I believe, of the Fortnite Gold matches. I am your caster, Cody. We've got a good one coming at you. Just as they were just getting in, they just dropped now. It looks like Electric just was not able, not what happened was the game crashed. So it is down from 3 players down to 2 with Neon Ridge and Swim down in the Fortnite map. Saw a lot of great plays all together from the teams in the last couple weeks. So it's been exciting to say that been exciting to see all the teams kind of fitting in. Again, we're like just under halfway through the season, so hopefully the teams are starting or have found a good pace for them to go through. Again, we just have Swim and Neon Ridge here as they're looting on through. I want to pull everyone on over to the league spot here, where we do have our scores placed. So if you're not aware, we've got the scores for this team. You can see the Madison Marvels Gold getting 10 points on week 1, and on week 2 getting 21 points. Not too bad. Getting 11 points, bringing them up to 21, putting them in the top 6 from the last couple teams here. Week 3 does not have points quite yet, but at the very least, we are doing pretty well. Top 6 is nothing to go home about. Or no, that's not the saying. Nothing to cry about? Is that the saying? I don't know. But not too shabby nonetheless. So always check that league spot if you haven't, to see the updated scores as they get posted for each of those teams. So again, we have Neon Ridge and Swim. Again, unable. Electric there just was not able to, or there's technical issues, and as soon as they got into the battle bus, seemed like game ended up crashing, which not ideal. Not ideal, definitely. But we'll be able to get Electric in for the third match, or not the third match, the second match. Can't speak today. And so hopefully, depending on how well they do this time, maybe that third member is going to be a big boon for them, and it's going to allow them to get a little bit more points that second time through. But I did hear tell on the one day that we did not stream them, we had, I believe it was Swim and Neon Ridge placing third with a ton of kills. That was that first one. Just the two of them. And so we'll see. How they're doing. So, not much to speak about here, as they are looting and shooting here. Looting around, getting that gear, reorganizing a bit. We had some talk a little bit. There is a couple different small updates to the game. We've got the inflatable. It's a little cow. Bowl. Inflatable. That allows you to bounce around in a somewhat shielded inflatable cow, giving them a pretty good height mobility as well as a little bit of speed mobility. And so we might be seeing that come up soon. But also, we're talking at practice about the possibility of a new update coming up that players would be able to set up auto placing for where those weapons end up. So when you step on a weapon, where does that weapon end up? Basically on your hotbar, in that bottom little screen there. And heard players saying that's OP, overpowered. Now, that's a whole discussion there. But kind of goes to show how minor changes, something like that, can make a huge difference in each of the players' minds, as well as just generally So looks like they're setting up. It does seem that they're able to find some NPCs, get a little, I believe that's like meat, shield potion. And both the players getting some good practice together. You can tell that they are well on their way, working together, kind of playing and moving in tandem. Kind of, you can see the pings as they move on out. Both of them going for that little beastie. I believe that's a alien chicken. And so again, as we see into the first, we're what, 4 weeks in again in the 9-week season. Oh, it's a llama. Oh, that's why it's taking so much. So those llamas, always been in Fortnite. It's really good to open them up, those little pinata llamas, as it's gonna drop a butt ton of loot. But as you can see, it's got a lot of health. So Swim pushing it through, and now it opens it up, and hopefully they're gonna get some good loot from it. And now a lot of consumables, a lot of health and shield and ammo, as well as Neon Ridge with, is that a rocket launcher maybe? Oh, and it takes up 2 whole slots, so not something that I've quite seen before. It is seems to be a very rare loot, but hopefully a very powerful one. And with that, I think the ping goes out from Swim towards the building here to try to see some players. Gonna try to get the drop on Neon Ridge with a sniper, maybe catching these players unaware. As both teams now electing to build on up. Does get the knockout with a great snipe out from Swim. Gonna get the full dead as well with those very powerful purple sniper. That's gonna be a big swing as 2v what could possibly be 4 turns to 2v possibly 3. And even then, looking at their positioning, it looks like it's hard to tell, but it looks like the other player just the other teammates for this player that they just eliminated, nowhere to be seen. So they're able to be pretty out in the open here and get a free point towards their path to victory. Little lucky situation, and maybe a big misplay coming out from the eliminated player. But now they are seeming to be wary of where that possible teammate might be. As we saw, the player did get knocked instead of full dead. They've died immediately. That means that there's no other players remaining on that team. No one to revive them. No reason to be knocked down. And so we know that at the very least that there is another team out there that is down a player. And so Neon Ridge and Swim now possibly being on edge here to try to find and try to suss out where that team might be, kind of looking towards that big pile of buildings, but no luck right now. And with that threat kind of seemingly away and gone, they're able to kind of start roaming around, getting their pick for the high ground, looking down into this factory here, to not factory but a little building, to try and get some shots down through. So Neon Ridge scoping on in, gets the ping off, possibly seeing some players or just indicating to move out. They are just on the edge of the circle, as now there's a minute remaining left on the circle. So different kinds of strategies can be involved here. Seems like the Marvels usually elect to choose to kind of play the circle a little early. Some players might disagree with that and say, well, you want to play the circle on the edge as best you can so that you really eliminate the positioning from behind you, right? Obviously, no one's going to be coming out of the storm, or the likelihood of them coming out of the storm is very minimal. But if you're in the center of the circle, you have to really look all around you. And, you know, it's a risk, but in a game where you're trying to get points per elimination, as opposed to just trying to survive, this could be a much better strategy. And so far, it knock on wood, but it seems to have worked for the most part for the Marvel's Gold team. Again, looking at the point totals here, the Madison Marvels on that first week, 10 points. Got 3 kills, but 7 placement points as they did place third. Or at the very least, very high up. And going into the next week, 6 placement points and 5 total eliminations. Not too bad, 11 points, so as opposed to 10 points. They just doubled their point values. And again, that's keeping them pretty well in the top 6 range. Now, it does. Ooh, and as I'm speaking, checking out the scores, it does seem like they are able to scope out some players that may not have spotted them. With the night coming down, it can be harder to see these players, and the high ground gives them the advantage to see those a lot better. And right away, we see Swim switching the settings a little bit to be able to see these players a little bit better. You know, lowering the graphics, upping the gamma, that is a valid strategy, as it's just settings. But looking at it right away, Neon Ridge does not have those settings, and immediately you can see how much more Swim can see, and that's just part of what Fortnite is. Looks like they're getting shots off onto them now. Swim trying to take the sniper shots through. Now repositioning. Neon Ridge has that rocket launcher. Gonna try and push through. Does get picked pretty badly. Yes, it's a slurp cannon. It's a slurp grenade shielder. So that's gonna keep them alive pretty well. Swim now building up that little turtle box, that fort, to try to survive in this fight. Same with Neon Ridge. They're sticking together, trying to keep them as much as possible protected, using that build to keep them up. They gotta have to be careful as the onslaught of teams are gonna come through. They're gonna be looking for a mistake coming from this aggressing team as they push through, using the bounce pad now to go on out and rotate away so that they're no longer surrounded. Swim now putting the defense around so that they can heal on up. Neon Ridge, though, gonna maybe use this opportunity to get more offensive tactics on it, but no, you're gonna use that shield gun to open it up. The circle now coming on through. Now both teams gonna have to prioritize not dying to the circle as well as fighting a whole team. Swim does go down in this chaotic aggression. Now Neon Ridge gonna try and get the high ground with that building, but it might not be enough. It's 1v3 now. Neon Ridge now trying to get as much advantage and survivability as they can, using that high ground. Now can possibly start firing away, but the building underneath him is going down. And unfortunately, a quick pick off of one of the players is going to place the Marvels in 6th place with 1 elimination. Again, being down a player is not too great, and we're missing out on another player as well due to some other conflicts, I believe. But that is all she wrote for this one here. We'll be right back with the second round of the Fortnite Gold matchups in just a while here. We'll see you then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rip it. It doesn't matter at all.
Esports is a multi-billion-dollar industry. We're taking that and we're delivering it to elementary and middle school kids.
Yo, you guys are getting pretty wrecked by me. Dad, all right, push up with me.
We're bridging the gap between conventional athletics and competitive gaming. We have kids working on the same technology that the pros are training to improve their skills.
When did you lose? When did you lose? Why did you lose? Like the games that you lost, why did you lose?
Through a partnership with the Positive Coaching Alliance, our coaches go through a double goal certification. They learn not only how to work through the strategies of the different games they're playing, but they also work through how to impact these kids' lives in a positive way. They get to mark and highlight behaviors and attributes that will lead to long-term life skills. You love being Battle Mercy.
Yes, battle.
No, it's not. Why don't you tell us your favorite move that Mercy does? So what brought me to XP League is the experience of my children. I had always hoped and wanted them to be a part of a youth athletics team. So I realized they all love competitive gaming. So why not marry their passion with what I'm hoping for them to learn and achieve and put healthy, solid values in place in something that the kids want to do and are excited about doing.
Yes, Fruit Saver.
Experience points. Every game awards experience points. And what we built here is an experience. Professional level equipment, the top tier partners in esports. They're also getting the experience of sportsmanship values, of working with mentors and coaches, and of being part of a team. It's all about the experience.
I need you. I need you. Nice.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another great and wonderful day here at XP League Madison. Again, I'm Cody. I am going to be casting this wonderful Fortnite Gold matchup. This is round 2, and this time around, we got a full team of 4. We went from a team of 3 down to a team of 2, back up to a team of 4. Clutch MJ, Electric, Swim, and Neon Ridge dropping on in from that battle bus, getting ready to go. I did see a couple other players out in the close distance, because that makes sense, close distance. Not too far off of them. It seemed like I saw some floating on in players, so they might have to be a little careful going into this, but at the very least, looks like they are ready to roll and setting up with that. Did see the radar scanner get shot out. We can see that by Clutch MJ. It's possible that they are, oh no, it might have been Clutch MJ shooting out some radar there, so no worries there. I thought maybe it could have been another player coming on through with a scanner, but no, we're all good. No need to fret. And immediately we see Neon Ridge with that new inflatable. Looks like it's just an item that takes up a hotbar space, but can just continue to be used on what looked to be like an 8, 9, or 10 second cooldown that allows the mobility to be completely varied. You just get a very bouncy little bowl going on around. And again, like all these minor changes, finding the best way to do it and to use it and to, you know, mobilize and when to use it, all of that different strategy that can be so vital to all the things that it's for. You know, if you use it wrong and you get caught out because you're moving slowly up and down, or you don't use it correctly and you get caught out, that could spell defeat pretty quickly for a lot of the players. So have to be really careful. But as is right now, players looking to loot on up, getting some decent gear. Electric, though, not having, only has some white gear to their name that could be pretty detrimental to them. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But everyone else seems to have at least okay gear. And the team now trying to regroup, possibly to mobilize on out. Looking at that circle that we saw when Swim opened that up, it does seem like there would be some issues there. Looks like they're electing to use those cars. Moving on through, had to mess with some things here. I want to give a quick reminder here. We do have, it is 3:50, so at 4 o'clock we will be having 2 different games. We're going to have the Fortnite Silver match coming at you, but we'll also have the Overwatch match for the Madison Marbles versus the Franklin Nomads. It's going to be the final match for the Overwatch here, or one of the final matches is the finals. Usually we would cast these on this, but if you're looking for that, came early for that, then you can check that out at XPL Madison Overwatch to watch that game live. Bennett, our fantastic caster and coach, will be casting that out and kind of following them along as they try to go through the single elimination bracket and go for the gold. But That's not now, that's in the future. And right now we have the Fortnite Gold players again: Neon Ridge, Swim, Clutch MJ, and Electric. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Achoo. But again, they're kind of moving on out, playing it safe, moving the circle. You know, I mentioned last game just a little bit how, you know, you can play it differently, and I mentioned this quite a bit. You know, it really comes down to how you want to play the circle. You know, if you are coming out of the circle, most people are, you know, either dying as they're in the circle or have died. So no reason to look into the circle for any players at the very least, usually. And that means that if you play the edge of the circle in such a way that you are always having it right at your back, you can pretty much guarantee that there's no players behind you, and you can just look forward into the night, into the Fortnite map, you know, forward to the future kind of thing. You know, that's what XP is all about. You know, practice makes perfect, getting all better, looking forward to the future, but looking forward on the map at the very least. And again, we see that the Marvels don't normally elect to do that, which again kind of indicates a lot more aggressive strategy, which is not necessarily a bad thing, as we already see what could be a long range fight here as they spot out a team on the bridge, across the ridge, over the river and through the woods. But I could be wrong. I did see some shots fired. I saw some radar scans. Maybe they're just moving on out, and with the inflatable, it's moving on out to the bridge here so that they can get a little bit more loot. And pretty safe here. Now Electric also has that inflatable. Already looking at the gear though, Electric's gonna need to grab some more gear here. Actually electing to drop the inflatable, possibly for another teammate to utilize it. Looks like Clutch MJ did grab it. Electric playing as a team player, making sure that the three players go first. But you know, with that in mind though, you know, Electric needs to have some decent loot as well, and so they're gonna have to be a little careful. We see Clutch MJ now using that inflatable to push on through and actually getting a head start. Swim, unfortunately, might not have gotten the memo. Electric goes down. Clutch MJ is going to have to use the inflatable to retreat, but does get shot out. This doesn't look good. There might have been a little bit of miscommunication here for the Marvels, as now the teammates are going to be coming on through, trying to fight this fight. Swim coming a little late to the party. Again, Neon Ridge and Clutch MJ now in the thick of it as Swim just gets back into the fight. Electric has not been fully eliminated and could get rezzed here by Swim, and is going to start getting rezzed at the very least under the cover of this building. Clutch MJ now trying to aggress, use that tree as cover, but not enough. Does get knocked by another player in that large tower. Neon Ridge does probably see that and now needs to be extremely careful as Swim now sending some grenades on through. Little bit of it does look like Clutch MJ unfortunately did go down full dead here. The reboot card is available, but there might not be an opportunity if they aren't able to finish up this fight. Neon Ridge and Swim now on top of the hill, gonna use that as cover. Neon Ridge gonna try to take some pistol shots off, gets a big beating from a large shot coming through. Not going to find a very good shot. Now they turtle up, try to heal up, use those minis to heal that shield that was demolished by that shot. Looks like Electric possibly getting out of position, possibly retreating. No. Going to play the circle. I'm not sure what happened here with Electric, but might have fell, might have tried to retreat, maybe some miscommunication, but Neon Ridge and Swim now trying to run the circle here. And same with Electric, but Electric's needing to catch up to the team as well, as Electric is nowhere near, it seems, Neon Ridge and Swim, as now they are in the storm and taking some damage from it, and gonna have to just focus on getting back into the playable area. This is not looking too great now, looking even for Electric, as Electric now taking a lot of damage, very low health, 1 damage at a time, but might not get there in time, as now 5 health remaining. Electric's gonna do their darndest, but with 1 health, gonna go down. But Neon Ridge and Swim, Neon Ridge getting dangerously low. If they come out of the storm into a fight, this could spell disaster for the Marvels. As we see now Neon Ridge using that med kit and that precious time to heal on up, and now has the inflatable to move on through. Gravity is not helping them out though, as they are falling on down. Swim almost ever so slightly almost into that circle, gonna now find a spot to immediately end up in a fight. This is not looking good, as the damage is going to come out, trying to get the meds through but not able to get it, as the buildings that are keeping Swim alive are getting onslaughted, as he now is forced into a fight and at such low health is not able to make much of it, and now it is just Neon Ridge remaining in this fight. I don't know exactly what was happening in the game room, but a lot of maybe misinformed aggression and weird positioning. Maybe the team thought they were safer than they were in the moment, that kind of split them up and then had them scrambling to try to get together and try to make something good out of it. But Neon Ridge able to, at the very least, survive till the end, as the circle does go down pretty small here. 1.5 until the next circle, but looking at that circle radius is not too large, and with what I believe to be 10 or 18 players remaining, hard to tell. One player left. That's that. So 1 player on the Marvels team remaining alive. So Neon Ridge is going to try to get a head start on that circle, possibly turtle up for this game. We'll see what Neon Ridge is available to do. I'll be right back as we see how the silver team is going to be shaking up. Hopefully we'll see that Neon Ridge is able to make some great plays going through this, but gonna have to be very careful, and it's gonna probably hide and turtle up as much as they can. So I'll be right back as we see what possibly are the results of this match. Alrighty, everyone. Seeming to be that Neon Ridge is still alive. Playing it extremely safe, using that crouch walk. Crouch walk means you're sneaky. And so, hopefully, is actually playing really well into the circle. It looks like 7 players remain. That includes Neon Ridge. So, 2 other teams, possibly? Which means 3rd place as is right now? Question mark? So, Neon Ridge, gonna have to play careful. And use that inflatable, possibly. Yeah. Was able to aim down sights, but gonna be really careful. We see the building up above Neon Ridge that is getting damaged. Possibly a fight going on. Oh, but immediately seeing the fight here. 4 whole team. That's a whole team right there that Neon Ridge might gonna actually come behind them, sneaking behind. Now this could be risky, but it's gonna third party it here. Has to be careful when he takes those shots. This first shot is gonna announce his presence, and ideally, once he announces his presence, he's gonna have to have enough of a advantage that he'll be able to at least get 1 or 2 eliminations to bring him up. Who now is able to, no one's gonna expect the Neon Ridge Inquisition, as Neon Ridge now holding back. Why would there be a single lone player at the end here? 6 players remaining. Whole squad right there. Holy moly, this is terrifying. But now the circle dangerously close. Ooh. Oh, he does get spotted out though. I'm in those peaks. He did get spotted out, and now going to use the inflatable to run away. He has to fight here. There's not much you can do against another whole squad, or at the very least 6 other players. There's 2 other squads remaining. So either it looks like he's just trying to survive best as possible and maybe wait out that final elimination and get 2nd place. But this is not looking great as the eliminate. Oh, get some shots through, but again, a lot of 4 players versus 1, not looking good. And it looks like that's going to be all she wrote. And this team that's 4 players strong is probably going to be out for the win against this one lone player. A very good play indeed from all of the teams. And that's going to do it. We're going to get set up for the silver match coming up in just a second here as we go. Again, if you're here for the Overwatch game, that's going to be on the XPL Madison Overwatch channel, TTV/XPL Madison Overwatch. The silver game is going to be here on this channel, so stick around for that. But we're excited to see how that will shake on out. So we'll see you then in just a second. Bye.